Empire State Building. Midtown Manhattan in New York City is home to the 102-story Art Deco skyscraper known as the Empire State Building. Shreve, Lamb, and Harmon designed the structure, which was constructed between 1930 and 1931. The nickname for the state of New York, Empire State, is where the phrase Empire State comes from. The structure is 1,454 feet tall, 443.2 meters overall, with a roof height of 1,250 feet, 380 meters, and an antenna height of 443.2 meters. Following the September 11 attacks in 2001, the Empire State Building was the tallest structure in New York City until it was surpassed in 2012. Prior to the first tower of the World Trade Center is completed in 1970. The Empire State Building was the tallest structure in the world. By 2022, the construction will be the 9th tallest finished skyscraper in the United States, the 54th tallest in the entire globe, and the 6th tallest freestanding building in the Americas. It will also be the 7th tallest building in New York City. The Waldorf Astoria Hotel was constructed on the site of the Empire State Building in Midtown South in 1893, between West 33rd and 34th Streets. Empire State Incorporated purchased the property in 1929 and created designs for a skyscraper there. The Empire State Building's design was altered 15 times before it was decided that it would be the highest structure in the world. The building opened on May 1, 1931, 13.5 months after construction began on March 17, 1930. Despite positive coverage around the building's construction, its owners did not turn a profit until the early 1950s as a result of the Great Depression and World War II. Site in Midtown Manhattan, between 33rd Street and 34th Street on the west side of Fifth Avenue, stands the Empire State Building. At 350 Fifth Avenue, there is an Art Deco lobby where tenants can access the building. Prior to August 2018, guests to the observatories accessed through the Fifth Avenue lobby. They now enter through an entrance at 20 West 34th Street. Other significant landmarks can be found in the vicinity of the Empire State Building, such as Koreatown on 32nd Street between Madison and 6th Avenues, and Macy's at Herald Square on 6th Avenue and 34th Street. Murray Hill, a community with a mix of residential, commercial, and entertainment pursuits, is located east of the Empire State Building. The B. Altman and Company Building, located on the block directly to the northeast, houses the Graduate Center of the City University of New York, while the Demarest Building is located just across Fifth Avenue to the east. The closest New York City subway stations are at 33rd Street and Park Avenue, 2 blocks east, and 34th Street Herald Square, 1 block west. A Pathis station is also available at 33rd Street and 6th Avenue. Architecture. Shreve, Lamb, and Harmon created the Empire State Building in the Art Deco style 29. The height of the Empire State Building, with its 203-foot, 61.9 meters, pinnacle is 1,453 feet 8 plus 916 inches, 443.092 meters, or 1,250 feet, 381 meters, tall to the 102nd level. It was the first structure in history to have more than 100 stories. However, only the first 86 of those are actually useful. 158 million square feet, 200,500 square meters of retail and office space can be found on the 1st through 85th levels, while an observatory can be found on the 86th story. The spire, which is made up of the final 16 floors and is crowned with the observatory on the 102nd floor, lacks any intermediary levels and is mostly utilized for mechanical functions. Atop the 102nd story is the 203 feet, 61.9 meters, pinnacle, much of which is covered by broadcast antennas and surmounted with a lightning rod. Form. The Empire State Building has a symmetrical massing because of its large lot and relatively short base. Its articulation consists of 3 horizontal sections similar to the components of a column, namely a base, shaft, and capital. The 5-story base occupies the entire lot, while the 81-story shaft above it is set back sharply from the base. The setback above the 5th story is 60 feet, 18 meters, deep on all sides. There are smaller setbacks on the upper stories, allowing sunlight to illuminate the interiors of the top floors, while also positioning these floors away from the noisy streets below. The setbacks are located at the 21st, 25th, 30th, 72nd, 81st, and 85th stories. The setbacks correspond to the tops of elevator shafts, allowing interior spaces to be at most 28 feet, 8.5 meters, deep. Facade. The Empire State Building's Art Deco style is characteristic of New York City's pre-World War II architecture. The facade of the building is covered in Indiana limestone panels that were obtained from the Empire Mill in Sanders, Indiana, giving it its distinctively light hue. The facade employs 200,000 cubic feet, 5,700 cubic meters of limestone and granite, 10 million bricks, and 730 short tons, 650 long tons of aluminum and stainless steel, according to official fact sheets. 6,514 windows are also present in the structure. In contrast to earlier buildings, which frequently had embellishments that were meant to convey a particular narrative, the ornamental elements on the exterior of this building are mostly geometric. The Fifth Avenue elevation of the facade's main entry, which consists of 3 sets of metal doors, is in the middle and is flanked by molded piers that are crowned with eagles, a transom, a triple-height transom window with geometric patterns over the main entrance, and the golden lettering Empire State. Above the 5th floor windows are still there. Lights. The top of the structure was first fitted with white searchlights. The first time they were put to use was in November 1932, when they were ignited to announce Roosevelt's win over Hoover in that year's presidential election. 4 Freedom Lights were later substituted for these in 1956. Floodlights were installed on the 72nd level in February 1964 to illuminate the building's top at night so that it could be seen from the World Fair later that year. From November 1973 until July 1974, the lights were turned off due to the current energy crisis. Businessman Douglas Lee proposed to Wien and Helmsley in 1976 that they install 204 metal halide lights, since they were 4 times as bright as the 1,000 incandescent lights they were to replace. In time for the nation's bicentennial that July, new red, white, and blue metal halide lights were mounted. Helmsley kept the new lights after the bicentennial because the annual maintenance cost was only around $160 less. Elevators. There are 73 elevators in total, including service elevators, in the Empire State Building. The Otis Elevator Company constructed its original 64 elevators, which are located in a central core and range in height from the lobby to the 80th floor. The lobby, the 80th level, and a few intermediate landings were all connected by 4 express elevators when the building was first constructed. The 60 local elevators connected the intermediate landings to the floors above them. Interior. The Empire State Building has an internal volume of 37 million cubic feet, 1 million cubic meters, and weighs 365,000 short tons, 331,122 t, per the building's official fact sheets. The inside required 2 million feet, 609,600 meters of electrical cables, and 1,172 miles, 1,886 kilometers of elevator cable. Each of the base's floors has a floor area of 2 acres, giving it a total floor space of 2,768,591 square feet, 257,211 square meters. As a result, the skyscraper can accommodate 20,000 tenants and 15,000 guests. The building's riveted steel frame was initially intended to withstand all of the gravitational strains and wind loads. When compared to other skyscrapers, the building has an extremely stiff structure with a structural stiffness of 42 pounds per square foot, as opposed to 33 pounds and 26 pounds, respectively, for the Willis Tower and the John Hancock Center. This is due to the amount of material utilized in its construction. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel before you go.